look forward to our discussion. Our economy is strong overall and has made significant progress over the past 2 years toward achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices. Labor market conditions are solid, having cooled from their previously overheated state. Inflation has eased, and my FOMC colleagues and I have greater confidence that it is on a sustainable path back to 2%.
Did you hear what Mr. Powell just said? He's extremely positive about everything, from labor market to employment, economy, inflation. Everything is top level. We are booming. They're booming indeed.
Spending more than their income. We see disposable personal income now being estimated up, and so that's no longer the case. Again, removing what we've been thinking of as a possible downside risk that the level of consumer spending might be unsustainable. So we look at that, and again, it looks, these were very large, healthy upward revisions to income. And
so we had income was revised upward, spending was revised upward, but income was revised upward so much more so than spending that the savings rate came up.
That's right.
Even with greater spending.
Yeah, the savings rate too. So we think savings are now, there are more savings on people's balance sheet.
Economy is booming, employment up, inflation cooling. We are better than ever. Savings, people have lots of savings, and they're spending.
And the savings rate is higher, so that speaks of more kind of background that suggests that spending can continue at a healthy level.
Revised upward somewhat. And so when there's strength in the economy like that, does that give you some sort of sense, or more of a sense of security when you're seeing a cooling labor market, that maybe the worst outcomes won't happen if GDP is still that strong?
So the answer is ultimately yes. It feels like it's in a hurry to cut rates quickly. It's a committee that wants to be guided. Ultimately, we will be guided by the incoming data. And if the economy slows more than we expect, then we can cut faster. If it slows less than we expect, we can cut.
All right, tell me this. Whatever Mr. Powell said, does it make any sense? And he literally said, we'll cut rate, we'll be guided by the data. But if the data is all messed up, lies, cooked, they're making things up, how can you even follow the data? Give me the latest on this. US jobless claims increase. This is today's news. Recent data, the most recent jobless claims data indicates an increase in initial jobless claims. For the week ending in late July, jobless claims climbed to 249, marking the highest level in a year. This was an increase from 235 the previous week. Economic context, unemployment rate. While not directly about jobless claims, unemployment rate had ticked up slightly in previous months, but remained under historical norms, illustrating a complex picture where job growth continues but at a potentially slowing pace. There are mass amount of layoffs. More Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week, but layoffs remain historically low. You have to understand the source, where you extracting the news from. Because if the source is rotten, then you'll keep digging and falling in that hole. So yeah, keep challenging. And once you see the pattern, you'll be educated enough, skillful enough to actually see the bias. CVS Health announces 2,900 job cuts 2 days ago. More Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week. 4 minutes ago. I don't think I should go further. These are all latest news in the past 7 days. As mass layoffs hit Vaughn Truck and other auto plants, IT, auto plants, health, CVS, pharmacy. I'm not making things up. I want everything to heal and go back, but I just hate the fact that they're just fabricating and lying with a straight face. Numbers and the whole thing, though, it doesn't add up, right? Anyways, listen, keeping everything aside, I just want to put this out there real quick, just to show you what they're saying and what's actually happening. And if the market thinks we're in a bull market, so we are. Because if you look at it, some stocks, so-called correction. However, in the crypto field, you'll be surprised to see that some of them are holding and there's absolutely zero reasons. Oh, well, the reason is the whale's pumping, and that's about it. It's nothing to do with the data, nothing to do with the whole bull, bear. It's all about the narrative right now. And yeah, if you want to play short term, probably you can trade and make some gains. But long term, it's very unpredictable at this very moment. So I'm just off the market. And if you really want to play in the meme, if you remember, I did a video on this, right? I'll do a follow-up. I'll show you my numbers later. But if this is this is the situation right now. I don't think I can show you the whole thing, but this is the situation. Look at this chart here. This is the situation of most of the meme in the market right now. 40% down, 60%, 20%, 50%. So I'm pretty much down 50% too, I believe so, or more than that. Yeah. But I told you it was an experiment. So if you play any of the tokens that comes out every single minute, you're gonna lose, most likely. But you can do whatever you want. Based on my experience, I figured out to some extent, like I said, I'm still seeing it. I will know, once I get the data after several days, weeks, because it's too early. I wanna see the pattern actually. So stay tuned. If you're interested, I'll give it to you. Do whatever you want, but don't go against humanity. That's about it.
I stepped into In-N-Out Burger. I lied. Rebel immediately said, dude, what the... I retracted and gave the burger back. Yes, I did. And a minute later went back and devoured the burger.